Testing, 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 testing. Hello, everyone. Greetings from sunny Dubai. Thank you for joining us today on our online event. My name is Ria-Maria Stam. I am a student in Haaga-Helia, and I am here today with senior lecturer Jussi Mertanen, who is joining us here in Dubai for the past 3 weeks. And of course, our president and CEO of Haaga-Helia, Teemu Kokko, who is currently on a leave of absence, but still doing some international work. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. As President CEO, even though on a leave of absence, I most warmly welcome you to this online event. It's my second day now here in Dubai, and I can tell you that the Haaga-Helia students and staff is doing a fantastic job in here in the expo. So most welcome on the behalf of Haaga-Helia.
Yes, hello also on my behalf. This has been an amazing experience. This is really international environment with over 190 countries present here. And I am very proud of our students who are very talented and they have been doing a great job here. So welcome to this online event.
Thank you. We have some great program in store for you, and we are going to start this with the future of tourism that's going to be presented by Anette Toivonen.
My name is Anette Toivonen. I'm an academic space tourism researcher, tourism futurist, and a senior lecturer in Haaga-Helia University of Applied Sciences in Finland, Porvoo campus. I'm here just to take you to an amazing trip to pavilions, just for you to witness what this Dubai Expo is about. So let's go and have a joy. Now standing here in front of the American Pavilion, amazing again. To just witness the kind of themes that are really important when you think of the future of tourism, especially sustainability, how to unite all the nations to really contribute to the better good. And obviously, as we witnessed, America wants to be the leader, as it has been in many things, with the artificial technology or other kind of digital technology and such. But also this space as well, there was a moon rocket I was touching, there was this show really taking you to space. And that's what is actually one of the levels of sustainable space tourism. It's called cultural awareness level. And it's really, you get the feel that you are in space and you get the kind of protection towards the earth. You get the kind of awe feeling that you really want to protect what we have here at the moment. So that's something they virtually just created. I was just experiencing a terrestrial space tourism moment without even leaving the earth. Amazing again. So we are standing outside of the Indian pavilion. Just went inside, incredible. There is Earth and space meeting, some of the oldest ancient forms of yoga posing as you just witnessed, and also space features, which is the future of tourism. And Yasin, could you kindly walk us through? You were guiding me in the pavilion of the space department. Could you just tell what we just witnessed, starting with the Mars section?
I'd love to. So basically what we have done is we've got all the achievements of ISRO, where a lot of visitors, they want to know more about the space section of India. So all about that has been given on the first floor as soon as we enter the pavilion. So at first we've got the Mars mission of India, where India launched their first satellite to the Mars in 2013. And India was the first nation to attempt and succeed in the first attempt itself, in the most cost effective or the cheapest satellite that was built by any country. So we've got all about the space history of India. So we've got all about the achievements of ISRO, where India has collaborated with a lot of other countries, and then they have launched rockets and satellites. So all of these information has been given in the space section. So, and as well as we have got the second lunar exploration, which is also known as the Chandrayaan, where India found some water molecules on the other side of the moon, which is the dark side of the moon. So India wasn't successful in that, but India is planning again for hopefully Chandrayaan 3, which might take place hopefully in 2022 or 23. And this time we hope India will succeed.
Yes. That's perfect. India is really heavily at the moment in this new space race. Tourism is still to come, but at some point I'm certain it will come as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
So good afternoon. Now here live from Dubai Expo again. So as I told already in video, my name is Anette Toivonen and I'm senior lecturer in Haaga-Helia, University of Applied Sciences in Finland in the Department of Tourism Business. I'm just going to first mention a couple of notions about our tourism department because it's actually one of the largest ones in the whole of Europe in tourism and hospitality, with very highly skilled and professional tourism teacher team on board. With a mission of opening doors to work life, the tourism department works in very close contact with the business life. As for example, seen here in Dubai Expo with Business Finland and Haaga-Helia students working side by side. The students working here as official guides of Finland's pavilion. There are also work placement opportunities in the department for both students and teachers to provide an opportunity to gain some latest knowledge what is happening actually in the field of tourism, because it's a fascinating, fast-changing field that you need to be updated all the time. The department is one of the leading educational institutes also for sustainability and responsibility elements. For example, currently and in the new curriculum, there will be a course in relation to Sustainable Travel Finland that you can actually complete a certificate of that. So now let's go for this future of tourism, which is of course a very challenging task, because we are living in the world full of uncertainties. In the world that we have, for most of us, we have only been witnessing in Hollywood style of science fiction theme movies. There have already been adaptations taken in the tourism industry for this pandemic that we have been facing, and also some future threats to come, to really adapt into a new normal, how to operate in the future in an environment that is actually full of uncertainties to come. Also earlier in this week, the IPCC report came out, really highlighting that there is a window closing soon, that we really have to start acting upon the environmental operations to come. There is not really time left. Obviously, tourism industry is the whole core of that is about moving places that usually take the vehicle uses some form of energy that causes emissions. So therefore, the future of tourism really needs to deal with issues related to sustainability, sustainable development and corporate responsibility issues. Also last July, saw one of the world's wealthiest men to go to space. We are now talking about Blue Origin owner Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson from Virgin Galactic, who is also an aviation owner. Also Elon Musk sent a crew on board of his own vehicle. So this was actually now a start of a new adventure tourism sector called commercial space tourism. Obviously, at the same time, with this climate crisis, not really a good timing. However, this industry has been developing for the past 20 years. So now the question is, what will this future space tourism sector mean for the future of tourism? Obviously, nobody knows, but you can still try to predict and still try to do research. And that's something I have been doing in my academic research, also writing a book about this and else. In 2019, I established a responsible space tourism course in Haaga-Helia, University of Applied Sciences, and so far there have been 300 students and over being educated about space tourism and sustainable development. This is a course that really is a unique one in the world, something to be basing on the small research that has been done, but it's something that there is a big need for similar courses as such in the future, because as mentioned already, sustainability is a key factor for future of tourism to come. So this course, for example, consists of elements tied with the sustainable levels, such as the social impacts, what is the kind of equality issues. We are talking of the elite activity now to start. And the question obviously then is, what are the rest to do just to suffer from the pollution for the rockets that nobody else can really go with? So these kind of questions are there to be solved with. Also, corporate responsibility suggestions. How is this to be relating, for example, to compensations? How is this going to be justified and such? Also, the course deals with the environmental impacts. There are obviously emissions to be caused. What are the kind of likelihoods and so on? Also, economic impacts. This is forecasted to be a very lucrative sector, about 4 billion by 2030. It's a huge sector then to be involved in this tourism business. So, and it can't be underestimated. So basically, we are talking about spaceports. In the UK, there are a lot of sites already being developed for commercial purposes. Just recently, Norway got its own spaceport for new space activities, such launching satellites. But Finland doesn't have any operational things yet, but there could be something in the future. So there is, in this course also, we are dealing with the lack of legislation. Currently, space is a wild west. As we have seen, Elon Musk have been able to do his space activities, and nobody can really say no, because there is no law actually prohibiting that. So all these kind of future responsibility, future sustainability, that's something that Haaga-Helia has been training the students for, to deal with if they happen to go to work for this new space industry, which is going to be a very big one to come. Then just talking about Finland as a new space nation. We became, in 2017, we got a space law established just because there was a new satellite, Aalto 1, that was on board of a commercial rocket that was actually able to reach the orbit. Since then, Finland has been aiming to become one of the know-how leading technological countries. But it comes to new space, developing technologies such as, for example, the company ICI dealing with the like a small satellites that actually do help in the future to protect the climate change by preventing and witnessing from space environment what is to come. And also now, obviously, this education, Aalto University has been one of the technological ones, but from this tourism side, and not really elsewhere in the whole world, there hasn't really been this space tourism angle before, just simply for the reason because it hasn't really existed before. So that's something that giving these kind of opportunities now for students to join and to be able to really think further and think of the future, how it should be really done in a responsible and sustainable way for a new industry that is just starting to develop. This is a huge place to be and a huge responsibility, of course, for the teachers involved as well. But however, as mentioned already, with the good partnerships, with the good collaborations, everything can be done in a successful and good manner. And I'm certain Finland, as one of the leading educational countries, is able to really demonstrate this kind of skill for that as well. I thank you so much for listening, and there will be very exciting next speaker to talk about these kind of new technologies, as I did mention about the innovations that Finland is really leading, and this is artificial intelligence, something that Haaga-Helia also is one of the leading expertise at the moment. Thank you so much, and I wish you all a very nice evening.
Thank you so much. That was very interesting. So next we are gonna have Pasi Tuominen talking about the artificial intelligence here in our Finland Pavilion in Dubai Expo 2020.
Good day, everyone. Greetings from Helsinki. Unfortunately, I can't join you live in Dubai, but via the Teams, I will talk about the project that we did for the Dubai Expo, which is seen in the Finnish Pavilion. I will share my screen, so. Oh. There we go. So my subject today is how to utilize artificial intelligence to predict the future skills needed in the jobs and in the industries that we develop our future talents. So you guys who are organizing, you are already on the path to the future careers, but what will come next? So we set up a project 3 years ago with our partners, aiming to predict what are the needs for the future markets and global professional academic trends, and how can we prepare the future needs that are needed and required in the industries that we train our professionals. So the project started already 3 years ago, and we didn't do it by ourselves. We have partners, a Finnish company called Head AI, which is based on the knowledge and the expertise of semantic artificial intelligence. So how to detect words, meanings in vast quantities, and how to create predictive analytics and simulations based on the information gathered from, for example, internet sources or available job positions around the world. Another partner with us working in the project was a company called Stereoscape, which is a data visualization company specialized in visualizing complex data, complex information. And finally, our kind of a key to the presentation, which is seen in Dubai in the Finnish Pavilion, is Real Fiction. It's a Danish company that produces extended reality displays and solutions. So the holographic screens that are present in the Finnish Pavilion, they are basically manufactured by a Danish company. So together, 4 of us, we set up the aim to come up with a solution that how can we present our expertise, Haaga-Helia expertise in the Finnish Pavilion, but how can we provide more information and more insight on how the future of hospitality students' skill set would look like. The artificial intelligence analysis, what we did, contained 5 cities, global cities, where we opened up and gathered all the open positions at the moment. So whatever job ads they had in their databases, public platforms, we gathered the information. The information was translated, first of all. There are several languages, mostly in English, but also in Finnish and in French, for example. They were gathered in the database and they were harmonized and put into the kind of a data mining and machine learning program. So we started to get, with the program, we started to get trending skills. What are the different skills required in those 20,000 job openings available around the world? Second, we took the Haaga-Helia curriculum of 5 different degrees and fed the information and the content of those curriculums into the machine learning algorithm. And we started to analyze and cross-reference the job skills required by the industry and the skills provided by the Haaga-Helia curriculum. And we came up with kind of a future employee profiles and what might the future demand be. The storyline of the user experience, how you experience it if you go and visit the Finnish pavilion at the Dubai Expo, is based on 5 different personas. We have first the educame developer. It's an artificial persona built on the curriculum or the degree of ICT, which is provided in Haaga-Helia. We have another profile called UN Regional Strategist, which is based on GLOBA program, Global Business Administration. We have the Executive Vice President persona, which is basically the Masters of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Then we have a persona of personal trainer for professional athlete, which is based on our sports degrees in Vierumäki, another campus. And then we have the educational developer, which is our vocational teacher education, based on the ideas of vocational teacher education. So when you step into the Finnish pavilion and you go around, you find the touch screen and you can play around and play with the idea. And you end up in a situation or a screen where you see these profiles in more detail. First of all, on the left column, you will see the persona. What is the educational or the degree that we provide in Haaga-Helia? Below that, you will have the skill set, which is actually based on the 16,000 or now, like the personal trainer for professional athlete, 10,000 job openings in 5 different cities: Helsinki, Nairobi, Austin, Singapore, and Austin, Texas, and in Dubai. So the skill set is based on artificial intelligence analysis of the job openings. And on the right side column, we have chosen an alumni of Haaga-Helia who are actually already in the position that is similar to the ideas of what we have gathered the information from those job openings. So all the visitors at the pavilion can play around with the idea of how would it look like if I chose to go to the ICT program? What kind of skills do I get? How well do they match the requirements of the industry and the jobs that are available around the world? And what kind of a future, how would the future look like? What kind of persona would I be, or there would be possibilities for me? This is just a showcase. We have chosen from the vast amount of data, we have chosen those 5 personas to highlight the possibilities of what the artificial intelligence might provide for the future education, how the education might be able to utilize it. I hope I can get to the next slide. The main point doesn't end to this showcase that is available at the pavilion. We are already taking the next step and further steps to the future. How can someone else utilize this approach? Naturally, the starting point for us, Haaga-Helia, University of Applied Sciences, as an educational provider and operator, we have to constantly evaluate our existing curricula. Are we teaching the things that the industry wants? Are we really providing our students the skills that the job requirements are? Taking the next step is foreseeing how might the skills required develop in the next 3 years, 5 years, and then it comes kind of a bit more blurry. Because the students, they need the information. Am I following the right track? Should I take another course from another degree, for example? Should I have a discussion with my study counselor that I want to be this and this person in the future in my career? Can I take these and these? So not only for us as educators, but also the students in the future will benefit from the artificial intelligence. And then the kind of a final phase. Can we tailor the whole study path of a student with the help of real life study counselor, the teachers, the tutors, and then the help from the artificial intelligence, so that the student would feel less stress of making the selection of available courses, where to do the training, for example, and how the study path might evolve. So these are the future steps that we are going to take. And when in about a month, you will finish in Hagahelia, in the expo, you will see our crystal ball touring around the campuses, and we will probably tell you and organize events with study counselors to how to utilize and how you are already how this is already available for the students also and for the teachers. Thank you, Shukran, I would say, as you are in the Dubai. Feel free to ask any questions. There's my contact details, what we are already doing and what we are planning to do in the near future. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you, Pasi. Next, we are going to talk about some international opportunities in Hagahelia with Teemu Kokko here, and then with Katri Salmi online, because this expo is not the only international opportunity that we have in Hagahelia.
Yes, hello again. Hagahelia is truly international, as out of our 11,500 students, 1,300 are international degree students. And what people usually don't think about is that Hagahelia provides almost all of its education, both in Finnish and in English. The only exception is our Finnish-speaking journalism program, but all other programs are provided both in Finnish and English. Then I also have to remind you that if you enter our campus in Pasila, in the lobby there is a fantastic certificate that was awarded to Hagahelia 3 years ago. It's from the Guinness World Book of Records, stating most nationalities in a sauna at the same time. One idea that we have is that besides running these degree programs in English and having international contacts with several, almost 200 different partners all over the world, we also try to provide unique possibilities for our students. And this Dubai Expo is one of the examples. Locally, we are a proud partner of Nordic Business Forum, and it always has been the strategy of Hagahelia to provide some unique possibilities and places to develop themselves for our students. The basic strategy of Hagahelia is that we try to support our students as they develop professionals out of themselves, and very important dimension is the international dimension. So this is something that I wanted to say, and I'm ready to hand over to Katri. So please, Katri. Okay, so obviously Katri is not online yet, so we are waiting for her. I just mentioned that we have 200 partner institutions all over the world, and we have been developing this international network, and I hope that as many as possible of our students take the possibility and take a study period abroad. This applies also to our adult students, because I know that they have a different kind of situation. They are working full time, they have their families, and they have their studies. However, I'm happy that I have, during the recent years, I have seen more and more of those students also taking part in our international programs and study periods abroad. It's not always a question of studying 3 months or 4 months, but it can be a shorter period as well. So please use the international services of Haaga-Helia and try to include that into your study program. Now I wonder if is Katri online? Not yet. So we are waiting for Katri. It would be so nice to receive some questions, but it seems to be difficult at the moment. Here in Dubai, we have 27 Haaga-Helia students, and having talked with them, they have been very, very happy with the experience. It has not been only dancing on the roses, but they have experienced, of course, COVID, very severe COVID times, sandstorms, heavy rainfalls, and even some political instability in the country. And despite of that, they have survived with a smile on their face. So, but Jussi, would you like to comment on? You had now been here for some time, so what is your perception about the situation?
Yes, I have been here now about 3 weeks, and I have been surprised how skilled our students are, and they speak many languages, and really good group, and they were selected. There were a big number of students who applied, and then these 27 students were selected, and they have been doing really a great job, and it's really a pleasure to work with them. And like for this event, we produced some video materials, and they were really good at producing videos and editing them and all that. So it's really a pleasure to work with all you guys. Okay.
The students live together, and believe it or not, but 6 months may sound as like a short period, but it can be a really long time. And I've also heard that there have not been too many big crises among the students and the staff. So the experience has been a positive one. I'm looking at the technical staff. Do we have Katri online? Not yet. As we are waiting for Katri, you could tell a little bit what kind of things you have been doing here, as we have had several staff members who have been here shorter periods. So maybe you could tell a little bit what you have been doing and up to here, and how the experience has been from a lecturer point of view to be here. It's a little bit unique working place, not a typical senior lecturer work here, but tell a little bit how your days are and living and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like Teemu described a little bit the life here. So we live right next to the expo, and so it's a short trip to work every morning, and we have 2 shifts. We work either during mornings or during evenings. And of course, the life here is quite different. The climate is totally different from Finland. During the days right now, it's over 30 degrees Celsius, and it's getting warmer and warmer. And we have been working with students. Of course, we have been producing different kinds of materials for this event and for the pavilion, and also I had 2 friends from Kuwait who visited here, and they had a nice presentation about Kuwait for the students, and we tasted some Kuwaitian delicacies, and it was a nice nice event, and now I am trying to organize some more events for students here. So let's see how all those goes. There are many interesting places here in Dubai. For example, the Museum of Future just opened, which is a really futuristic building, and that just opened. So we are trying to maybe get some tickets there, and this kind of small projects every day. And this environment at the expo is really international. I have met some amazing people from different countries. The other day I spoke to some people from Vanuatu, for example. So how many of you can put Vanuatu on the map? It's in the Pacific Ocean, for example, and a lot of other examples like that. Very international environment, and really opens eyes. Okay, so I think we have now Katri Salmi online. So she will now tell you more about international opportunities at Haaga-Helia University.
My picture, sorry. I'm going to show you a little examples of how you can internationalize yourself if you are a student at Haaga-Helia or if you are even a staff member at Haaga-Helia. So Haaga-Helia is very international. We are basically internationalization and international issues, they are in the core of our strategy. So it is very important to us. And the opportunities for our students, they are threefold. So students can, for example, at Haaga-Helia, they can choose to study abroad. So, for example, they can complete their student exchange at our international partner universities. We do have more than 200 partner universities at the moment that we have agreement with. Student exchange usually lasts for one semester, so students will spend 5 or 6 months at the destination country. The partner universities, they are located all around the world. They are in mostly in Europe, but quite a lot also in Asia, in South and North America, and basically all around. Well, we do have also other opportunities, like, for example, double degrees. So in some of our programs, it is possible to complete 2 degrees at once, spending 1 year at the partner university, and the curriculums are matched so that the student can actually gain 2 degrees instead of 1 degree. Sounds quite good, doesn't it? In some programs, we do have some specializations that are planned and delivered together with some of our partner universities. For example, in our hospitality programs, we do offer a specialization together with a Dutch university. The specialization is called Hospitality Innovation and Imagineering, which is very interesting, of course. Then students can also participate in intensive courses, small courses, shorter programs, summer schools, and they also can complete work placements abroad, which right now we have quite many students completing their work placements abroad in Dubai at the World Expo 2020 in the Finnish Pavilion, which is, of course, a great opportunity for the students. But students can also find other placements wherever they basically like. Nowadays, of course, we do have also virtual opportunities. Since the COVID outbreak, we have really developed these opportunities. So students can also participate in international cooperation virtually in online environment. So they can utilize our partner universities courses. We also offer blended studies, for example, the new Erasmus program, which offers funding for European cooperation, offers nowadays programs that can be BIPs, which means that they are blended in the national programs or intensive programs. So there is kind of an online component, and then the students might travel to another country for perhaps 1 or 2 weeks, so short times. And the third opportunity is, of course, then staying at home. At home, meaning in Finland, students can also gain their global competencies, because at Haaga-Helia, in our new educational reform, we have established that every student who graduates from Haaga-Helia will reach certain global competencies during their studies, even if they don't do anything, even if they don't go abroad or participate, but they have to gain some global competencies. But there are a lot of other things that the students can, of course, do also voluntarily. They can participate in the student union's international activities or tutoring, for example, tutor the incoming exchange students. They can study language studies, cultural studies, and then they can, of course, specialize in their studies and knowingly choose courses that have some kind of international viewpoint, so they can kind of choose some study paths that are very international. And of course, we welcome visiting lecturers. COILs are also online cooperation that can happen in our courses. So students, they can just mix and match the things that are the best for them. And then the final thing that I would like to mention is that one thing that we are very proud of at Haaga-Helia. We are one of the very few universities of applied sciences in Finland that are part of a European university network. Our European university network is called Ulysseus, and it is, like I wrote here, it is an international, open to the world, human-centered and entrepreneurial university, which will shape European future. We are cooperating very, very closely with these universities. University of Seville in Spain, which is the leading partner also in this network. Université Côte d'Azur in France. University of Genova in Italy. MCI Management Center in Innsbruck, Austria. Technical University of Košice in Slovakia, and then Haaga-Helia in Finland. So these universities together, they form like one university that will offer a lot of possibilities for students. We are going to have a platform of online courses, for example, always on offer for all the students in all these universities. We offer some events for these students exclusively. We do, of course, exchanges and offer language courses, etc. But the most interesting thing probably is the innovation hubs, which offer a lot of opportunities for the staff members to participate, for example, in research and development activities within these innovation hubs. So time is limited, so I will end my presentation here. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, we good now? Okay, thank you, Katri. So we're going to have a small break right now. We are running a little ahead of schedule, but we will continue according to the schedule 2:05 here in Dubai and 4:05 there in Finland. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to start the second part of our event today with a video. There are 10 students, 10 questions, and 100 answers. After that, we're going to move on to a panel discussion with some of our students here working at the Expo, plus the Commissioner General of the Finland Pavilion.
I'm Fami.
My name is Rosa.
My name is Alisa.
My name is Romeo Rene.
My name is Riil.
My name is Ria-Maria Stam.
My name is Salli Halonen.
My name is Kalle Ihalainen.
My name is Kia.
My name is Veikka. I am studying hospitality management.
I study tourism and event management.
I am studying international business with a major in marketing.
I study hospitality management, majoring in event management.
I study international business and I'm majoring in marketing.
I'm studying sales and visual marketing.
I'm studying tourism management.
I'm studying international business.
I'm studying tourism management. Professional sales. Energetic and outgoing.
I am innovative and inspiring.
I am optimistic and kind.
I'm positive and hardworking.
Empathic and creative.
Flexible and optimistic.
I am charismatic and easygoing.
Hardworking and trustworthy.
I am an intensive problem solver.
My character in 2 words would be international and social. I applied to find new challenges and of course to find a job as well.
I wanted to improve myself as a professional, and this was also a great thesis subject.
I wanted to get international business contacts, and I'm in Dubai.
I applied because I have a strong passion towards the Arabic culture and it felt natural for me to apply.
Because I wanted to try living and working abroad.
I want to work with people and my passion is in hospitality.
I applied because I wanted to have an international work experience and also learn more about different cultures.
I wanted to face new challenges in different environments.
I applied because I'm looking for more international business experience.
I applied to gain professional working experience in global events and exhibitions. I got chosen because of cultural knowledge and language skill.
I got chosen because of my excellent verbal skills and I have a strong background in sales.
Despite of my young age, I have managed to gather a lot of working experience around the world.
Because of my flexibility to work in difficult situations.
I had previous experience in representing Finland and also for my excellent customer service skills.
I believe I got chosen because of my international experience.
I was mainly chosen for my cultural knowledge as well as my language skills.
I think I got chosen because of my positive attitude and also my good work ethics.
I got chosen because of my charismatic personality.
I have a strong background in tourism. Adaptation to unexpected situations.
I have learned so much about different cultures and also about teamwork.
I have learned working under pressure during global pandemic.
I have learned a great deal about sales and marketing in the business-to-business environment.
I have deepened my knowledge of Arabic business culture and now I have a great understanding of it.
Organizing skills and event management.
I have learned leadership skills as well as how to work in a high-pressure environment.
While working at Expo, I have learned about cultural cooperation.
I have learned a lot of networking skills and also teamworking skills.
I have learned to take responsibility not only for myself, but also for the others in my team. I have become more confident in myself and also in my professional skills.
My communication skills are definitely better.
This experience has made me flexible, adaptive, and open to new and international global opportunities.
I have learned to present ideas in an inspiring way. I now feel more confident working in a global setting.
Working at the Expo has improved my networking skills and also my management skills.
I am now a better professional because of my team working skills have improved.
I learned to adjust to different situations.
It made me a better professional by enabling me to work in a high-level job early on in my career.
I am now a better professional because now I know more about international sales. I am looking for challenges in marketing, especially of events.
I want to work in an international environment with people.
Events, innovation, and marketing, both of them.
I want to work in hospitality.
I want to work with international sales.
I want to work with tourism and events.
I would like to work with sales and marketing in the luxury tourism industry.
I would like to work with marketing focused especially on social media platforms.
I want to work with improving Finland's bilateral relations.
I want to work with something creative in marketing field. I see myself in 5 years living abroad and working as an entrepreneur in marketing field.
Working abroad with customer relations.
I see myself in a management position in tourism.
Working on a big project such as the Expo.
I see myself working as a key account manager in an international company.
In 5 years, I want to be the one creating experiences worth experiencing.
In 5 years, I will be a CEO of a global 7-star hotel.
In 5 years, I would see myself coordinating a global marketing campaign.
I see myself in a job where I get to travel the world.
In 5 years, I see myself promoting Finnish knowledge and innovations around the world. Sure I am!
Without a question.
Yes, I am. Are you ready to take that challenge with me?
Yes, I'm ready. نعم أنا جاهزة.
I was born ready.
Yes, I am. Of course I am.
I'm always ready.
Without a doubt.
Yalla! Can I say that?
Are you looking for capable, international, young, talented employees?
Do you have interesting internship opportunities?
Do you want new innovative ideas and views?
Choose us.
Let's be in touch.
Hello, everybody. Following from your devices, and welcome on my behalf as well to the second part of the event, the Future Talent section. Now I'm gathered here with a few of my colleagues and our Commissioner Severi, and we're gonna have a panel discussion, and we're gonna tell you a bit about our experience here, how it has been, and what kind of learnings we have had while working here in Dubai. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself shortly, and then the rest of the group here. So my name is Kalle. I'm a Haaga-Helia student as well as my colleagues here. And now I'm going to hand over the word to Mira here.
Thank you. So my name is Mira Immonen. I'm 24 years old and I'm studying tourism and hospitality management at Haaga campus.
Hello everyone, my name is Salli Halonen. I am 24 years old and I study tourism and event management in Porvoo campus.
Hi everybody, I'm Fami. I am 27 years old. I study international business in Pasila campus.
Welcome everybody, and you might recognize Fami from the trams from Helsinki. So we also have some celebrities with us here. Before we go into the panel discussion, I would like to remind everybody watching that you have the opportunity to join the discussion. So you can send a chat message to us, and if it's good enough, our moderator might pick it up to the stream. But okay, let's jump into the discussion here. So first of all, let's start with an easy question. how have you guys liked living in Dubai? So, Fami, the tram guy, if you want to start.
Thank you for your question. It's really been wonderful to have this kind of a endless summer, like, you know, coming like end of the September after like the summer has ended in Finland, and to be during the winter season also under the sun. It has given me a lot of energy to work throughout the winter season. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is something that everybody can agree on. Sally, how has your experience been so far?
It's been amazing. It's really amazing to be back in this beautiful country. Dubai is truly a city full of life. There's always things to do, and you're never bored in this city.
Yeah, Mira, go ahead.
Yeah, I can definitely agree of that. And this city, like, there's always something new to like explore and, you know, see in different places. So that's definitely true that Dubai is one of a kind.
Severi, you have probably spent most time of us here in Dubai. So how would you say that your time here has been?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure if I feel like I'm living in Dubai. I think I'm living in Expo. And the whole Expo world and Expo village where we live right next door is a different world. I almost feel like I'm going abroad when I leave from here and go to Marina or downtown or other parts of UAE. But I have really enjoyed this. Expo area provides so many opportunities to learn about other countries. There is cultural events every day, and there is more restaurants that you can cover in a half a year's time. So I'm really happy living in the Expo, and I do enjoy the long summer season of the whole time that we can swim and enjoy the dryness of the weather.
Yes, definitely. It has been awesome to get to stay away from Finland for the winter, but I'm sure that everybody of us is looking forward to the time when we get to return back home to Finland. Severi, you brought up culture a bit, so we're going to continue with that topic. Obviously moving from Finland to here has been quite a drastic change for many reasons. Mira, how have you managed to adjust to the cultural change?
Well, yeah, it's definitely very different than in Finland, but I would say that it's been like an exploring all these cultures, because in Dubai there is a lot of different cultures, not only here in the expo, but mainly all of the people they're coming from somewhere else than here. So when you meet new people, they always have such a stories and different languages or cultures, what they can share with you. So it's been a great experience, also the cultural richness.
Yeah, that is definitely true, and the amount of nationalities that you meet here every day, not just in work, but also, for example, where we live. You go down to the pool, you meet somebody every time from a new country or a new person. So it's a really nice experience for sure. Sally, how do you think about the cultural adjustments?
Yes, I fully agree with Mira. Actually, we all went through this training before coming here about the local Arabic culture. But actually, the biggest challenge here for us is to live with all other cultures also from the world. So it's not just the Arabic culture, but it's from all around the world.
Yeah, that is a good point to point out that here you cannot just ask how the adjustment to the Arabic culture has been, because of course that's one of the main things that we see here in our everyday life. But in addition, there's plenty of other cultures playing a huge role here. Fami, you want to comment?
Definitely, and I'm actually happy that you mentioned that in Dubai there's a lot of plenty restaurants, right? And I want to point out that the food culture here is really rich. And what I've noticed as well is, like, from the local people, they're really family centered and really hospitable. Meaning is like, even though we have just met, they have given me an impression of going always an extra mile of helping out, or even inviting at their own home to have a dinner. And that's something is like, really, I was surprised. But yeah.
Yeah, Severi, I'm sure you have met plenty of Arabs and plenty of local people living in another culture, but also Arabs. So do you share this view that Fami pointed out about the hospitality that we get to experience here on a daily basis?
Definitely. I feel that people are very open, and expat community here doesn't have their immediate family nearby. So they have an open space in their social life to get involved with other people much more than in places where they are near their home culture, near their families and friends. So that supports very much invitations. But then there is also the element that here people tend to quite lightly invite somebody over, but never follow through. So there is a cultural difference to Finland, that if you invite somebody in Finland, you make very sure that you also come through and you set the date and you do it. But here you get a lot more invitations than what come through.
Yeah, and you also have to remember that the punctuality in Finland is something that the world doesn't quite share with us. So that's a really drastic change. Organizing events here and so on. It's a weird thing to see here. Talking a bit more about the expo. So as most of you know, we are currently here in Dubai at the Finland Pavilion. And this is a huge event, the biggest event in the world, with over 190 participating countries. And then there's tiny Finland. Sally, where do you see that we have succeeded here at the expo?
Thank you, Kalle, for a great question. I started thinking that we have received a lot of feedback of our excellent customer service. The way we meet and greet the guests, we are genuinely interested of our guests, and they are genuinely interested of us or our country, and we have real conversations from both sides. So that's one thing.
Yeah, and here it's if somebody still thinks that Finns are not outgoing and not ready to talk to new people and not ready to meet them and go into conversations, I think that's, at least when looking at our group here, it's a bit outdated information. Severi, was it so back in your days that Finns were introverted, or was it more like this?
Well, like any nation, we have our introverts and extroverts. And I think that the extroverts tend to get into places like this, tend to go international and tend to get into social context where that is needed. But when you ask that, where have we succeeded? I think Sally nailed it on the most important part, our guides. That is something that puts us in a different category among the other pavilions. There are a few other pavilions where they have interactive, knowledgeable guides, but I don't think we have anybody who is matching our level. And that shows everywhere. We hear that in feedback. We also did the study of the visitors. We interviewed 1,000 people who had not been in Pavilion and 1,000 who had been there. First of all, we were happy that the topics that we planned, the circular economy, sustainability, and innovation, they came up very strong. But there were two topics that came up on top of that we hadn't consciously planned. One was technology, and one was caring for people. And we really were hushing around that why do the people who have visited our pavilion think that Finland cares for people? That is something that they voluntarily brought up. And only thing that we could really contribute to was the actions of our guides, who have done a wonderful job. There was another element also, the maternity package that we have in the exhibition that pointed the same direction. But I think this is the biggest success we've done here, in addition to the excellent numbers of visitors and events in the VIP. But this is one that makes me really happy.
Yes, thank you, Severi. Those things are great to hear. And at this point, I just want to remind everybody watching that all the guides working at the Finland Pavilion are Haaga-Helia students. We're a bit less than 30. So just to make sure that everybody knows, when we reference to guides, or refer to guides, it's Haaga-Helia students we're talking about. Mira, what do you think? Of course, Severi came with plenty of topics, and I'm sure most of them you share. But in addition to that, do you have something you want to point out?
Yeah, well, definitely like overall just Finland. We've been promoting Finland and telling stories about Finland, also like the society, who we are, the culture, languages, these points that probably it's not coming with the technology or education part, but we've been just like telling about Finland, and obviously the future happiness has been a very, very good question what people normally ask about. So, we are just telling about who we are, and that's been a very successful team.
Yeah, Fami, you're one of the happiest guys I know. How has it been in your experience to get to share happiness to the world?
Well, first of all, like to your question, how we have succeeded as well in the expos promoting Finland, I feel is like, well, of course, Finland is covered by forest up for about 70%, right? And Finland is known of being a country of 1,000 lakes. And I feel like our wonderful gorge that is built with the Nordic pine wood really brings out a lot about like a Finnish nature and the calming nature that is the major factor of our happiness, right? And I think that's one part of thing we have succeeded to bring the wonderful nature representation to middle of desert. Yeah.
Severi, you wanted to add on something?
Yeah, I would like to add on the contribution of our architects, which has been extremely successful. We have a very simple pavilion, but there are two elements that make it stand out. It's the front door, which looks like an Arabic tent, a snow cape made into the Arabic tent. That has been a real successful story. Media and Emiratis have really appreciated that. Another one is the gorge. That is a creation of JKM architects, Teemu Kurkela and Gregor Turnsek, and that has been a winner. All the photographers, movie makers, architects, they are coming there and just loving it. There's just one group that hates it, the guys who built it, because it was so difficult to make. But the end result was really good, and that is something that we have gotten extremely good feedback on. So thanks to our architects for providing the framework where we can do our work.
And there's a bit of less than 1 month to go, so you still have plenty of time to book a flight, buy an expo ticket, and come visit us. So we got a question from the chat to Severi, and also we can start moving the conversation a bit more towards the time after the expo. So Severi, in your opinion, how can students benefit from their expo experience after the expo?
I think the experience itself is the most important benefit. That you have learned new things, you have been exposed to this kind of working in a project organization. And one thing that you have definitely encountered is the crisis management. We have gone through a number of crises here during the expo related to pandemic, related to the weather, and so on and so forth. You have seen how the organization works. You have seen what parts have been good from your perspective and what could have been improved. I think this has been a really a learning experience for everybody, not only the guides, but also the staff. We have learned to deal with the difficult, rapidly changing environment. Then, of course, the benefits that you can get from this is an excellent addition to your CV. You're going to get your documentation about this, and also references that you can use us, the staff that you have talked with, as a reference persons for your future applications. We have worked very closely with you. We have learned to know you. So we have quite a good base to give our evaluation of what kind of people you are, what kind of potential workers for different companies you are. And actually quite a number of guides have already approached us, and we are more than happy to give these references. Also, the environment gives you access to a whole lot of companies. There's been a lot of corporate events here, and many of you have worked with the partner companies, and some even succeeded making some advancement towards the work field. So many aspects. I would say that if I would be at your age, I would definitely want to be as a guide in an expo and see where it takes my life.
Yeah, and thank you, Severi, and thank you for the question. Also in the video that you saw before this panel discussion, the guides also brought up some things that we found out to be the most important things that we're gonna take with us when we go back home. So a bit looking again, looking at the time before the expo, how would you guys say that your studies in Haaga-Helia has prepared you for this experience here at the expo? Salli, if you would like to weigh in on this.
Yes, I feel like my studies in Haaga-Helia have given me overall professional confidence, networking skills, and the business mindset. That's really beneficial here.
Yeah, I think the market here, the business environment here is something that is unique. It's one of a kind. Fami, how has your studies prepared you for this?
As Haaga-Helia is known for like practical learning, and therefore we have a lot of assignments that we do in groups, for example. Therefore, it's like as I study international business, I had the privilege to cooperate and do the group assignments with different people that comes from different cultures, for example, and they have a different ways of working. So it had taught me a lot of flexibility and also like a lot of skills for cooperation, and that really I have seen that working also here in Dubai.
Yeah, and it's for sure that even if your mindset when going into school wouldn't be that you want to be this guy living abroad, flying every other day, it's extremely beneficial to study in an international school. Even if you would be, for example, in a Finnish program, you still get to meet these persons. Mira.
Yeah, I can agree with Fami because it's all about team working here. We're 27 guides. We're living together basically, and we're sharing everything our life here together. So it's all about like coming together as a group and having a great team spirit. What I think we do have. So
Yeah, that is true. We have excellent team spirit, and I think that the way of studies in a University of Applied Sciences, it's a bit more hands-on. So I think that's also something that has definitely prepared us for this. All right, so we have another question from the chat. So the question, what has been the most typical reaction or question from the pavilion guests when entering and touring our snow cape? I'll make a tiny adjustment to the question. I'll also, I would like to hear one thing each. What has been, Severi, you might not know the answer for this, but one thing each that has been the most typical question from the guides, also from inside the, from the visitors when touring inside the pavilion as well.
So where is Nokia? That's like the number one. Of course, IT, they're like waiting to see Nokia. That's still like the leader of the world currently, and everyone knows Finland about Nokia. But obviously we do have it here. We have amazing new innovations and IT and technology solutions downstairs, but it's been such a great experience to tell them more than just Nokia. Tell everything about Finland and the technology. So I'll go with Nokia.
Salli, how about you?
The most typical reaction when our guests walk into the pavilion is, wow. They are always amazed by the pavilion when they go in. And many guests have asked about the snow cape, the design. What does it mean and what's the story behind that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful story and it's a beautiful place. Luckily, after this panel discussion, you're also going to have a chance to go on a tour inside the pavilion with some of our colleagues. Fami, what's the most typical question or reaction?
Most typical question actually is because Finland is known for top-notch education, for example. And I'm really privileged to always tell them is like, when they ask me like, what does a Finnish universities offers for their students? And I'm just simply tell them like, look at our guides here. It's like we all come from the same university and also from such a small country. And our university is really providing us this wonderful platform to come to a country full of opportunities to learn and grow. And I think like we are all one really good example of top-notch education and also customer service. Yeah.
Thank you, Fami, and Severi, you had something you wanted to add.
Yeah, actually, I've been guiding quite a number of people through the pavilion, different sheiks and dignitaries and other commissioners. And actually, the most common question I get is, how come Finland is so good in education? What makes Finland such an excellent education country? And this is almost without exception every time with the high-level visits, the question that comes up.
And it's a good question, but it's also an honor and privilege to be able to answer a question like that to the guests. There's many things that schools around the world, educational systems around the world could copy from Finland. So that's definitely one good question, and a good question to answer as well. All right, so now again, going a bit back to the time after the expo. Something that you have learned at the expo while working here that you will take with you when you go home, when you jump into your future career. What things do you think will be the most beneficial, Mira?
I will go with multitasking, and definitely because in this environment everything can change so quickly. As Severi mentioned, it's very fast-moving environment, and our work shifts and days can be very different, and everything can change immediately in 1 second. So we just have to adapt to a new situations and do everything best as we can, as we do. So I would go with that one, and also like learning and multitasking, yourself, what you do there in the exhibition, and yeah, just do the best as you can no matter what is the situation.
Yeah, there's plenty of things that we all will benefit from. Fami, what would be the main things that you want to point out?
Well, I have improved a lot in communication and networking in a multicultural environment, for example. And personally, for me, my interests are thriving for sales and customer relations. And I do really feel like both of those are really valuable skills for my future career. Yeah.
For sure, and the importance of networking in the business world is something that we all also had the privilege to see here at the pavilion and here at the different events at the expo. Salli, how about you?
Yes, when I'm thinking about what I have learned in Dubai Expo, I have to say teamwork. This was already mentioned before, but I really want to emphasize the fact that we're 27 students working together, living together, spending our free time together. It's really intense. We're really different kinds of personalities, and we have learned to find ways to work with each other. We're all from different backgrounds. We came here for different reasons, but we have found the beauty of teamwork.
That is beautiful, and I think that everybody of us will agree with that. Severi.
I have learned a lot here, and one thing that I would like to take to the top of the line is the importance of communication. This exercise has really underlined the importance of openly communicating with the whole staff, the whole community that you're working with, especially in the times of difficulties and especially in the times of rapid changes. To keep up the communication lines open, to have several different communication lines, like we have like my security updates or COVID updates, the WhatsApp group, and also the word of mouth, using all the channels at the same time to have everybody being at the same level of information. That's really important in the uncertain times, and I think this is something that we should all remember in our future jobs. Even with the email culture, we don't want to spam everybody, but we want to get the information to everybody whom it concerns. And this is something that we need to consciously think about all the time, almost at every job that we do in future.
Yeah, we need to find the way of communication that works for the group. We have had plenty of questions from you asking how many email updates we want, how many times do we want to meet, and then we have adjusted accordingly. And I think that's both way communication is key to success in an environment like this. Severi, I would like to ask you another question. You have done a long career in different international matters in business and so on. Imagine you being us now. What would be the one thing that you would now start, like where we have now started to gain some knowledge about? What should be the things that we want to keep working on that would prepare us for the professional career of ours?
That's a tough question, actually, and it very much depends on an individual and the goals of the individual. But there are some common denominators for all. One is, that has been mentioned a number of times here, teamwork. You can never achieve as much alone as you can do as a group. 3 people working together, they make 4 times, 5 times more results. That is something that we really have to understand. And by supporting other people, your colleagues or somebody who works for you or your boss, you are contributing to the whole, and also you looking better at that time. So teamwork, that is really, really important in the future. Another one I would reiterate on the communications, that always think whom you inform. Do you inform enough? Do I spam, or is this a good level? It's a constant search for balance. That balance is a big word for me because everything we do, we're always looking for balance in many axes. But I would say teamwork and concentrating on proper levels of communications.
Thank you. I think those are things that all of us will keep working on. We have a good base now, and we will keep working on these competences that you mentioned.
And I can guarantee you that you will never be ready. I'm still working on both of them, and I've been working on them for a long time, and I'll keep on working on them until whatever.
Yes, that is true. Okay, so let's take a quick question from the chat. So what would you say to other students who are still wondering whether or not to go on student exchanges or work placements abroad? Fami, you're the face of Haga-Helia, so would you like to weigh in on this?
My advice to you guys is like kick the doors open and take this opportunity. For a guy like me who doesn't travel that often, or even have lived abroad or even worked abroad, this has been like the one of the best experiences I've ever had. And getting emotional. So it's like I've managed to have these wonderful people around me for my rest of my life. And if you go for an exchange or any internship anytime, please do that if you have that opportunity.
Yeah, I think the answer to this question on behalf of all of us, and I'm sure Severi also agrees, that go international, go try it, go see if living abroad is your thing. Severi.
I totally agree with that. It's one of the most wonderful experiences you can do. But at the same time, I have to say that it's maybe not for everybody. It's maybe for most people, but you have to be honest with yourself. What is your situation? Is your health such that you can do it? Are you that type of a person who wants to do it? Maybe somebody wants to be in Finland and be, for example, accountant and do their numbers and don't care for something like this. The most important is that you're honest to yourself, what you are, what you want, what you are aiming for. And if this is on your career path, man, this is the best thing you can do.
That is good. Severi, I think it's time for us to start wrapping up. I would like to offer Severi an opportunity. We have Haga-Helia partners. Hopefully we have some partners of the Pavilion online. Severi, is there something that you would like to tell these business or companies and representatives about the guides here?
Definitely. First of all, the guides have been selected when they have been going into the Haga-Helia. There is a selection process of qualifications. Out of that crowd, we opened up applications for the expo for everybody in Haga-Helia, and we got about 100 applications. That material we went through with the fine-tooth comb. and we selected 27 best guides out of those to come here. We have been very happy with the selection we have done, without exception. And I can only say that this is a very select group. This group has gotten a lot of experiences here in Expo, and there is not one in this group that I could not recommend for jobs in the future as to the attitude, competencies, spirit, and personality. So I would be surprised if not many of you are grabbed by our partners who have had a chance to meet you, work with you, and if they have openings, they definitely should look into this pool of talent. I really hope that this leads to many new jobs for the guides among our partner companies, like has happened in many expos before.
Thank you, Severi. I think that's a beautiful way to wrap up. To anybody watching, we have recently opened a web page, hh-expo.com, where you can read more about us, the guides. You can see the video that we showed before. You can also find ways to contact us and our guide supervisor on behalf of Haga Helia. Thank you all for joining this panel discussion. It was really nice. And now we're going to continue the event by showing you the Pavilion Tour that I promised to you guys. So let's roll the tapes.
Thank you very much, Kalle, for leading this.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi everybody, greetings from the Dubai Expo. We're right now in front of the Finland Pavilion and we're about to take you on a tour to experience the uniqueness of it. Our pavilion is called the Snow Cape. The story behind the name is that we're trying to combine two cultures here. The shape of the pavilion is like an Arabic tent and the white represents snow which is covering it. So welcome to Finland Pavilion. This year our slogan is Welcome to Future Happiness. As most of you know, Finland has been selected to be the happiest country in the world 4 years in a row now, and we are here to share that happiness through innovations and ideas in our pavilion.
The Finnish pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai stands out among the rest. From the very first moment you lay your eyes on the pavilion, you notice its simplicity. Strangely enough, this white cube of a pavilion can drag more attention to it by being so different from all the other pavilions with flashy lights and vibrant colors, by just being simple. And also, when you get inside the pavilion, you get this interesting feeling of being like in another world. And that is the Finnish atmosphere of being kind of dark, kind of cold, but still very welcoming and relaxing. And also, on another side, the pavilion is very business oriented. The pavilion is pretty much funded by partner companies, and they are in very big part very well seen throughout the pavilion. Our national partner, Kone, the Finnish elevator and escalator company, is immediately visible from the moment you walk in, and you can also see their name in the biggest font at the top of the placard right at the entrance of our pavilion, showing all the partner companies of the pavilion. Also, the partner companies can organize VIP events for their invited guests at the Finnish pavilion. In the second floor, we have a whole space for VIP events and other invited happenings that the partner companies can reserve for their own use. For the normal guests, the tourists, so to say, of the pavilion, the experience is only on the ground floor. And that is that they can see what the Finnish companies have to offer, the ideas and innovations in the pavilion. And pretty much all of the companies are focusing very heavily on sustainability in their ideas and innovations. And that is a very Finnish thing, and that is also a thing many visitors at our pavilion appreciate. And we are very proud to explain more about those as well. But also, most of our visitors, especially the ones interested most of our pavilion, are usually businessmen or people interested in doing business in or with Finland. They come inside the pavilion, take a look at all the partner companies, take a look at their exhibitions, the screens around the pavilion, and then hopefully get interested. We, the guides, are there to explain more, to elaborate on the partner companies, and give our insight on what they are actually like to work with and what they could offer to the particular visitor. And also, we as guides work as the bridge between the visitors and the partner companies. When the visitors want to get in touch with a partner company, we can arrange that. We take their information up and forward it to the management, who then get in touch with the partner companies. This work as a guide is very rewarding when you can feel that you actually create a bond between an individual and a Finnish company that can lead to something bigger. We will now explain to you some of our pavilion's biggest, most interesting exhibitions, partner companies like the Kone, our national partner, as well as Evergreen Farm, a very interesting hydroponic farm that is the world's most innovative of its kind, an award-winning farm, as well as Wärtsilä's, so to say, coffee machine, even though it is not actually the coffee machine at all. Also, we will tell you about the gorge at the center of our pavilion, the part of the pavilion that brings the Finnish nature and the Finnish landscape pretty much here in the middle of the desert where the expo site is. And that is for the tourists of our pavilion, the most interesting part, when they can experience the Finnish serenity, the Finnish nature by visiting our pavilion and visiting the center gorge of it. Now, next, Emilia and I will be explaining to you the partner companies of our pavilion.
So here we have Kone. Kone is our national partner of the exhibition. Their elevator, just like their stand, is a very big eye catcher as soon as you walk into the pavilion. Here they are here to represent the DX class, meaning the digital experience class elevators, which has the full voice control. So if we are lazy, we do not have to press the buttons to go to the floors. We can just talk to it and it will answer.
Thank you, Emilia. Next up is the Evergreen Farm, which is a vertical hydroponic farm. That means that the plants are stacked on top of each other vertically, therefore saving a lot of space. Also, hydroponic means that it grows the plants without using traditional soils. That allows us to save on water and nutrients as well. So what this actually saves is space, electricity, nutrients, and water all at the same time, while also growing the plants faster compared to traditional methods. This system is completely automated. You don't have to do anything to it. You just put the plants in, let them grow by itself, and that's it. And this can actually grow plants so that you can harvest them about 5 times a year, therefore being 5 times faster compared to traditional methods, for example, in Finland. And also because it is a completely enclosed system, you also don't need to use pesticides or any other chemicals, therefore the plants being also cleaner compared to outside as well. Next up, I will present to you the coffee machine of our pavilion as well. So next up, we have the coffee machine of our pavilion. Well, actually, it is not about the coffee machine at all. is all about this machine behind it, which is by two Finnish companies, Wärtsilä and Solitaire Power. What this machine can do is take the carbon dioxide out of the pavilion air, therefore purifying the air, and turn that into synthetic methane. And synthetic methane is a burnable gas that we can use to power the coffee machine. It could power anything else as well, like cars, planes, whatever. But we chose the coffee machine because Finland actually drinks the most coffee in the whole world, and therefore it only being natural. Next, I will explain to you the missing link, the artwork of our pavilion. So next up is the missing link, the artwork at the center of our pavilion. The missing link is here to tie together the theme of circular economy present throughout the pavilion. All the companies around the pavilion are telling us how they are making the future better, how they are being more sustainable. Well, the missing link is actually all about us individuals, and it is telling us how we can do better. You can see these orange lines on the artwork, and they are all representing real statistics taken from Finnish society on how we can change ourselves and how we can change our lifestyles to make the world better. They are things like reducing the heating in our holiday homes, turning vegetarian, and things like that. And some of them are very specific to Finland, some of them are more general, but they are all just as important and just as real. Next, Emilia will explain to you Haaga-Helia, the school that brought us all here.
So next is Haaga-Helia, which is of course for us the most important part of the exhibition. As most of you know, all of us guides from Finland Pavilion are from Haaga-Helia, students from different campuses. Most of us are doing our internship here, some of us just gaining experience. And this place, Expo overall, has been perfect for that, since we can create connections within us guides, but of course with Business Finland as well, and different guides from different countries and visitors here as well. So this has given us a lot, and we're very thankful for that. Welcome to the Gorge, the heart of our pavilion. The idea of this place is that you can come here to calm down after going around the expo, which especially during the night can be very hectic, full of sounds and lights and things like that. And you can come here to relax and enjoy a small part of Finnish forest here in the middle of desert in Dubai. As always, every good thing must come to an end at some point. So now it's time for us to say goodbye, and thank you so much for joining us on our tour.
And also, Haaga-Helia offers many interesting international opportunities, much like this one. So we wish you good luck on finding your own adventure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dear friends, we have now come to an end of this online session. Thank you very much for having been on board. And as you have seen, things are fine here in Dubai in the Finnish pavilion. I would like to take this opportunity to express some gratitude. First of all, I would like to thank His Excellency Severi Keinälä from Business Finland for excellent cooperation between Business Finland and Haaga-Helia. As mentioned earlier, we have 27 fantastic guides, and I want to thank all of them for their input. I have now been 2 days here in Dubai, and I only receive positive comments and input about the work of our guides. So well done. You all have been waving the flag of Haaga-Helia and the flag of Finland extremely proudly. Finally, for the technical matters, I would like to thank our Chief Technical Officer, Jukka Raatikainen. He has been the one who has kind of guaranteed that we are online at the right time. So with all these thanks, I wish you all the best and lots of greetings from Dubai. Haaga-Helia has been a proud partner and is a proud partner of the Finnish Pavilion in Expo 2020. All the best of you. Thank you.